I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Diabetic Danica's book review. It's Diabetic Danica and welcome to my first ever book review. Diabetes books, of course. So this book is Islands and Insulin and it's by Erin Spineto, I believe you pronounce her name. And Erin actually sent me this book and also a second copy to give away. So stay tuned till the end when I tell you how you can win this beautiful copy. Because obviously this one is the one I read and it's a little bit loved. This one's pretty. So basically I'm just going to go over what I liked about the book, my thoughts on it, and let's get started. So Islands and Insulin basically is the story of Erin, and she goes on this sailing adventure, and she basically by herself takes a sailboat and sails along the Florida Keys for like, I think it's 4 days. And Erin has type 1 diabetes. She uses an insulin pump, a Dexcom, based on this picture, I believe it's a mini med pump. And she's also the mother of 2 kids and a wife, and she's got a job, and so she kind of puts that all on the shelf for a few days and then takes off, well, not the diabetes on the shelf. So she basically sets off and decides to sail by herself. And the main thing I liked about this book is that it doesn't just focus on the sailing adventure. So she will say the date and then also the location like at the beginning of each little section, and I liked that a lot because she would jump back and forth. So she would go back in the past and then she would also go in the present, I almost said future, in the present when she's doing the sailing adventure. So she goes back to when she's first diagnosed. You get to read all about that. She also goes back to when she's in college, and I especially liked these parts because I'm in college, and so it was fun to kind of hear her views and read about her experiences with diabetes in college and with, you know, romantic relationships and friends and all of that. It was super, super interesting. And then she would jump back to present day where she would talk about the sailing adventure. So if you're not super into sailing, then that's just fine because she talks about a lot of other stuff too. Like for me, I don't really know anything about sailing. I love the beach and water and all of that stuff, but I don't know anything about sailing. So some of the parts will be like a whole paragraph of all these details about sailing things. Like, I don't even know, like movements and sails and taking this part of the boat and doing this. And some of those parts I would read and I was like, wow, I didn't understand any of that paragraph. But I would just keep going and I wouldn't lose any of the meaning of the book. I think you can still get the total story, all the ideas in it without knowing about sailing. Some stuff she does definitely explain, which is really nice, but I think if you're into sailing, it won't dumb it down for you, and if you're not, you are explained to enough that you get it, but not over-explained to where you're like, there's so many details to learn, because I'm sure sailing is very complicated. So even though I don't know about sailing, I still really, really enjoyed the book. It was also just cool to read a book with the main character having diabetes. There's not a lot of books where this is the case. I have a few that I stacked up here, but those were all kind of from when I was younger and they're outdated and all of that. So it was really cool to have a modern one and just to hear her thoughts about caring for her diabetes, because it's something that I do every day, obviously, and it's cool to hear someone else doing it, especially in a book. Lastly, I think it just gives a good message. It goes through her struggles with diabetes, obviously, and the hardships, but she also is very positive in it, and she definitely shows that whatever you set your mind to, you can do with diabetes. Also made me realize why I've been spiking so much after meals lately. I recently came home from college, and when I'm at college I walk everywhere. I don't have a car and I walk to class and to church sometimes and just everywhere, and so I'm getting exercise every single day, and when I'm home I drive everywhere, and so I'm not getting exercise every day. And I was like, why am I spiking so much? I think it's the kind of food I'm eating. Like, I've always been able to eat whatever I want and just bolus for it and it'll be fine, but I've noticed huge spikes and I'm like, do I really have to give up yummy deliciousness? And I realized, no, I am not exercising, and when I exercise more regularly, my blood sugars kind of even out more. It's less of a spike afterwards. So this book made me realize that, actually, so that was really helpful, and now I'm going to try to run a lot more often when I'm home. So I just want to thank Erin for sending me this book. I really, really, really enjoyed reading it. I wish that there was more. I wish that there was more books where the main character has diabetes. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, your chance to win the book. So not only is this a fresh, clean copy direct from the author, but it's also signed. And like I said, I don't know anything about sailing, but it says Slente Math? Can you see that? That must be a sailing term, and it has her name in there, And just like each little section of the book will say the date and the location, she wrote that when she signed it. So that's really cool. In mine, she also signed it, but she said, "To Danica, I love what you're adding to the diabetic conversation. Keep up the good work. Erin Spineto." I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. But yeah, so not only is it a new copy, but it's signed. So you're probably wondering, okay Danica, we get it, how do we enter? So 4 things. Which sounds like a lot, but it's really easy. So first of all, just be subscribed to this channel. Odds are that you are already. And so click that subscribe button. Number 2, just give this video a thumbs up. And number 3, this is, I would say, the most fun part. Leave a comment down below. And it can't just be any comment though. This is what the comment has to say. Tell me what your diabetes journey would be titled if it was a book. So what would be the title of your book for your diabetes journey? And please be as creative and preferably funny as possible. This one will not be a random selection. I will actually be choosing the one that I like the best, so try to woo me. And number 4, the last thing that you have to do to enter this giveaway is go like Erin's video. It's like a trailer pretty much for her book, and I'll put the link in the description below. Just go to that video, click like, give it a watch so you can see more about what the book is like, and yeah. Unfortunately, the giveaway is not open internationally. I'm actually shipping this myself, and so I just can't afford to ship it halfway across the world. Sorry. Hopefully one day I'll have an international giveaway. But the cool thing about me shipping it is I'm going to also include a note from myself, a personalized note to the winner, and the first ever Diabetic Danica autograph. So you guys want to win this, right? Because me writing on a piece of paper is pretty special. Okay, so yeah, that is everything. Thanks again to Erin for sharing your book with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you very soon. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. Good luck to everyone, and catch you later.